This is KGW News at Sunrise.
This morning on Sunrise, another school district at odds with families over proposed budget cuts. What parents are saying this morning and how Evergreen Public Schools is responding. Plus, a prestigious grant will help a University of Oregon student expand her research on recovery high schools, what she's hoping to learn from the study. Good morning. Thanks for getting up with us on this Sunday morning. I'm Deidre Johnson. But first, let's check in with Daisy Caballero for a quick look at the forecast. Hey, Daisy.
Hey, good morning, Deidre. Happy Sunday, everyone. And hey, if you liked yesterday, you're going to like today because we're actually going to be seeing a little bit less of those light scattered showers and a little bit more of those sun breaks for the second half of our day today. But right now, like I just said, we're seeing some light scattered showers in our region. And if you're wondering, where's this coming from, right, Daisy? Well, this is that low pressure system that is kind of swirling and headed towards Northern California. We're kind of just getting the tail end of what that system is bringing to them. But here currently in the Rose City, we're holding 47 degrees. It is cloudy, winds coming out from the south-southeast at right about 6 miles an hour. Those winds will remain light as well. No low visibility issues for us in Scappoose or Portland. Some low visibility as we're looking over in Hillsborough. Everyone else, though, down in Aurora, McMinnville, Salem, Corvallis, we are A-OK. So if you're planning to drive, you can do so confidently without knowing that we're not dealing with the fog that we saw yesterday. But looking at our current conditions, our current temperatures 42 out in Forest Grove, also for King City, 44 down in Sherwood. And looking more of a wide look here, we're looking at those upper 40s for parts of the coast, including Astoria, but those low 40s as we're looking down in Newport right now. So for today, right about noon, will once again be very similar to yesterday. Those upper 40s, low 50s will be warming up a few degrees by 5 o'clock. And we'll talk more about that 7-day forecast coming up because we will be seeing dry days and warmer temperatures. I'll have those details coming up.
Thanks so much, Daisy. Well, this morning, the biggest school district in Southwest Washington faces millions of dollars in budget cuts. Evergreen Public Schools has rolled back some of the cuts, but many parents are still disappointed and want the district to do more to support the students. Ashley Grahams has more.
A library without librarians. That could be the reality for elementary schoolers in the Evergreen School District.
We all grew up with librarians. Our children at the elementary level won't have that.
For the third year in a row, the district in Southwest Washington is facing major budget cuts.
Every year it seems to be going further and further downhill, which is really sad.
The district's first proposal included cutting school security, elementary school librarians, fifth grade orchestra and band, and some paraeducators, all to save $20 million.
Our teachers and our staff are already spread so thin.
Parents and students pushed back at a school board meeting, asking the district not to cut student-facing positions.
We have admin positions that are incredibly top-heavy that aren't servicing the students.
The district responded by amending the budget reduction plan and said they received additional state and grant funding. The new plan reinstates school security and fifth grade music.
Am I grateful that security's been taken off that chopping block? Absolutely. Should it have ever been on there? Absolutely not.
But many positions, including librarians and paraeducators, are still part of the planned cuts.
Our librarians are the heart and soul of the schools. They do so much more than just, be a librarian.
I want them to leave the paras and the librarians alone, to understand that they are so critical and essential to helping the students.
Even though the superintendent plans to take a $25,000 salary reduction next year, each mother says they wish the district would make more cuts on the administrative side.
The words ring hollow. We care, we hear you, this is important, but then you see things play out, decisions played out that do not reflect that at all.
The school board plans to discuss these budget cuts at their upcoming meeting on Tuesday. Other districts, including Vancouver Public Schools, is looking at $35 million in budget cuts. Also in Vancouver, police continue to investigate a fight that resulted in a gun being drawn. Officers were called to the Vancouver Mall around 8 o'clock Friday night. They were told that a group of teens were fighting when a parent stepped in. Another parent pointed a firearm and threatened him. By the time police got there, the suspect had left the mall. Down in the Silverton area, a large fire destroyed a home early Saturday morning. It happened around 3:30 in the morning, about 4 miles northeast of town. By the time the first units arrived, there was smoke and flames coming from the roof of the home. No one in the home was hurt, but one firefighter was treated for an injury and released. The cause of the fire is unknown. Turning to our homeless crisis and a familiar debate for Portlanders. Neighbors are concerned about a plan to add a sanctioned homeless camp next door. This time, we're talking about the Montevilla neighborhood and a village that the county's been trying to get off the ground for a couple of years. Catherine Cook takes us there.
Wednesday night in Southeast Portland's Montevilla neighborhood.
Tonight's really about listening to concerns you have.
Neighbors sounded off over the county's idea of putting a community village near their homes.
I take the issue of people being trapped in houses next to something that's going to destroy their property values.
The proposed Montevilla Community Village will sit at Southeast Oak and 82nd Avenue. That's where an old RV dealership used to be. The county owns the property now. The village would have space for 40 people with 29 sleeping pods. It would have space for parking, trash services, showers, restrooms, laundry, and a communal kitchenette. Community feedback ran the gamut.
I'm in favor of resources for our neighbors, and I'm excited to meet more of my neighbors, both housed and unhoused, and I intend to be present at that village community site.
I am not concerned about the people that are going to be in these safe rest villages. I am concerned about what is going to go on outside of the boundary. We have numerous, thank you.
Neighbor John Leslie shares that concern.
We've got notice that it was going to happen, and then outside of that, it was just you're along for the ride.
He's worried the housing village will serve as a beacon for unwanted activity.
It will be a place that will draw lots of homeless, lots of drug users, which brings the people who sell the drugs, which brings the criminals who are attached to that.
We have to design the Montevilla Community Village to help respond to those concerns.
Dan Field is director of the Joint Office of Homeless Services. They started planning the village back in 2022. The county's Board of Commissioners delayed voting on it late last year because they wanted more community feedback. Since then, the Joint Office has been working with neighborhood and business leaders to create a good neighbor agreement. It's something Field says they take seriously with every housing village in the city.
And we're working every day to make sure those providers, the nonprofits that are serving those sites, that they're meeting their obligations and making sure that the agreement we have in place with them is honored every day.
Another step in addressing a homeless crisis that remains in full view.
The county will hold one more community meeting on the housing village coming up on April 3rd. After that, the board is set to approve construction on the project on April 11th. They'll break ground over the summer, and construction should be done by late December. A new research grant will help a local graduate student help teens fighting drug abuse and addiction. Lauren Burney is looking into what are called recovery high schools. They provide support to students while also providing them an education. Recent studies followed hundreds of adolescents after treatment. They either went to a recovery school or went back to traditional schools.
We know that there is a positive effect of recovery high schools. If they do end up using substances, it's to a much less frequent amount.
The 2-year grant from the National Institute on Drug Abuse will allow Burney to expand her research and learn what makes the school so successful. She says this could be a turning point in helping kids that struggle.